Developing strong communication skills is a cornerstone of personal growth and lifelong learning. Communication isn't just about exchanging words, it's about connecting with others, building relationships, and expressing yourself in ways that inspire, inform, and influence. Whether you're in a personal or professional setting, your ability to communicate effectively can open doors, solve problems, and create opportunities that would otherwise remain out of reach. Communication is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Now let's start with a simple truth. Communication is more about listening than speaking. That might surprise some people, but the best communicators are those who know how to truly listen. When you listen actively, you show others that you value their thoughts and opinions. It's not just about hearing their words, it's about understanding their feelings, their perspectives, and their needs. This builds trust, and trust is the foundation of any successful relationship, personal or professional. I've always said people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, and one of the best ways to show you care is to listen. When you're in a conversation, put your focus entirely on the other person. Don't just wait for your turn to speak, really pay attention to what they're saying. Ask questions, clarify their points, and acknowledge their emotions. This doesn't just make you a better communicator, it makes you a better leader, partner, and friend. Once you've mastered listening, the next step is learning how to express yourself clearly and authentically. Too often people speak in a way that's overly complicated, vague, or insincere. But communication is most effective when it's simple, direct, and honest. If you want to connect with others, speak from the heart. Be genuine and let your personality shine through. People are drawn to authenticity, and when you're authentic, your words carry weight. At the same time, remember that communication isn't just about what you say, it's also about how you say it. Your tone of voice, body language, and facial expressions all play a huge role in how your message is received. For example, you can say the same words in a different tone and convey completely different emotions. A warm, friendly tone invites connection, while a harsh or dismissive tone creates distance. Pay attention to these nonverbal cues and use them to reinforce your message. Another important aspect of communication is adaptability. Different situations and audiences require different approaches. You wouldn't speak to a child the same way you'd speak to a corporate executive, and you wouldn't present a new idea to your boss the same way you'd share it with a close friend. Being adaptable means understanding your audience and tailoring your message to meet their needs. It's about finding common ground and presenting your ideas in a way that resonates with the person you're speaking to. Let me tell you a story. Early in my career, I gave a sales presentation to a potential client. I thought I had prepared everything perfectly. I had all the facts and figures, and I was confident in my pitch. But halfway through, I could tell I wasn't connecting with the client. They seemed disengaged, and I couldn't figure out why. After the meeting, I reflected on what went wrong and realized I had focused too much on the technical details and not enough on the client's personal goals and concerns. I hadn't adapted my communication to their needs. That experience taught me the importance of understanding your audience and speaking to their interests, not just your own. One of the most overlooked aspects of communication is empathy. Empathy is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes and see the world from their perspective. When you communicate with empathy, you create a sense of understanding and connection that goes beyond words. Empathy allows you to address people's needs, concerns, and aspirations in a way that feels personal and meaningful. It's a skill that takes practice, but the rewards are well worth it. Finally, strong communication is a two-way street. It's not just about conveying your message, it's also about being open to feedback. No matter how skilled you are, there's always room for improvement, and feedback is one of the best tools for growth. When someone offers you constructive criticism, don't take it personally. See it as an opportunity to learn and refine your skills. And when you're giving feedback to others, do so with kindness and respect. Feedback should always be about helping, not hurting. In conclusion, developing strong communication skills is a lifelong journey that can transform every aspect of your life. By listening actively, expressing yourself authentically, adapting to your audience, and communicating with empathy, you can build deeper connections, resolve conflicts, and inspire positive change. Remember, communication isn't just a skill, it's an art. It's the art of building bridges, fostering understanding, and creating possibilities. So invest in your communication skills, practice them daily, and watch as they open doors you never thought possible. The ability to communicate effectively is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself and others. I'll see you at the top. Embracing change is one of the most vital aspects of personal growth and lifelong learning. Change is inevitable, whether we like it or not. Life doesn't stand still, and the world around us is constantly evolving. Some people resist change, clinging to the familiar because it feels safe. But resisting change is like trying to hold back the tide. It's futile. Instead of fearing change, we must learn to embrace it, adapt to it, and use it as a catalyst for growth. Change often comes disguised as a challenge. It pushes us out of our comfort zones and forces us to confront the unknown. And let me tell you, the unknown can be intimidating. But within that discomfort lies the opportunity to learn, grow, and become stronger. The key is to shift your perspective. Instead of seeing change as a threat, see it as a chance to explore new possibilities. Change is not your enemy, it's your greatest ally in becoming the person you're meant to be. I think about the times in your life when you experienced the most growth. Chances are those moments came during periods of change. Maybe you started a new job, moved to a new city, or faced a personal setback. At first, it might have felt overwhelming, even scary. But as you navigated those changes, you discovered strengths and abilities you didn't know you had. That's the beauty of change. It reveals your potential and expands your horizons. Embracing change begins with a mindset shift. Too often people focus on what they're losing when faced with change instead of what they might gain. Yes, change can be uncomfortable, and it often involves letting go of the familiar. But it also opens the door to new opportunities, experiences, and relationships. When you focus on the possibilities rather than the losses, you approach change with curiosity and optimism instead of fear. One of the most important lessons about change is that it's not something that happens to you, it's something you can actively shape. You have the power to influence how change unfolds in your life by the choices you make and the actions you take. When you take ownership of change, you move from being a passive participant to an active creator. Instead of letting change dictate your path, you use it as a tool to shape your future. Adapting to change also requires flexibility and resilience. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and that's okay. When things don't turn out the way you expected, don't get stuck in frustration or disappointment. Instead, look for ways to adjust and move forward. Flexibility doesn't mean abandoning your goals, it means finding new ways to achieve them. Resilience doesn't mean avoiding setbacks, it means bouncing back stronger and more determined than before. Let me share a personal example. Early in my career, I faced a significant professional change that turned my world upside down. I had built my success on a particular approach, and suddenly the market shifted, rendering that approach less effective. At first, I resisted the change, clinging to my old ways and hoping the situation would resolve itself, but it didn't. It wasn't until I embraced the new reality, adjusted my strategies, and adopted a fresh perspective that I began to thrive again. That experience taught me that change is not something to fear, it's something to embrace with courage and creativity. Another critical aspect of embracing change is maintaining a sense of purpose. When you're clear about your goals and values, change becomes easier to navigate because you have a guiding compass. Your purpose acts as your anchor, keeping you grounded even when everything around you is shifting. No matter how much the circumstances change, your purpose gives you direction and helps you make decisions that align with your long-term vision. One of the most empowering things about embracing change is the sense of freedom it brings. When you let go of the need to control everything and accept that change is a natural part of life, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and anxiety. You stop wasting energy fighting the inevitable and start focusing on what truly matters: your growth, your relationships, and your goals. This doesn't mean you should passively accept everything that comes your way. It means you approach change with a sense of curiosity, adaptability, and intention. Finally, embracing change inspires others to do the same. When people see you facing change with courage and grace, it gives them permission to do the same. You become a source of encouragement and inspiration, showing others that change is not something to fear, but something to embrace. And when you empower others to grow and adapt, you create a ripple effect that spreads far beyond yourself. In conclusion, embracing change is not just about surviving, it's about thriving. It's about seeing challenges as opportunities, adapting with resilience, and using change as a tool for growth. Change is not here to break you, it's here to shape you into the person you're meant to be. Life is a journey of constant transformation, and the more you embrace change, the more fulfilling and rewarding that journey becomes. So don't resist the tide, ride the wave. Use change as a stepping stone to greater heights, and watch as it propels you toward the success and happiness you deserve. I'll see you at the top. Curiosity is one of the most underrated yet powerful tools for personal growth and lifelong learning. It's the spark that ignites innovation, the drive that fuels discovery, and the mindset that keeps life exciting. A curious mind is never bored, never complacent, and never stuck in its ways. When you cultivate curiosity, you open yourself up to new ideas, experiences, and perspectives that can transform your life in ways you never imagined. It's about asking questions, seeking answers, and being willing to explore the unknown. Think about how children approach the world. They're naturally curious, always asking why or how. They don't assume they know everything. They're eager to learn, to experiment, and to understand. Somewhere along the way, many adults lose that sense of wonder. They become set in their routines, comfortable with what they know, and hesitant to venture beyond it. But let me tell you, the moment you stop being curious is the moment you stop growing. If you want to achieve personal and professional success, you have to reignite that childlike curiosity and approach life with an open mind. Curiosity starts with a willingness to admit that you don't have all the answers, and that's okay. In fact, it's empowering. When you acknowledge that there's always more to learn, you create space for growth. Instead of feeling intimidated by what you don't know, let it excite you. Every question you ask and every new piece of knowledge you gain brings you closer to becoming the person you want to be. For instance, in my early days as a salesman, I was constantly curious about what made people tick. Why did some customers say yes while others said no? What made a particular sales pitch more effective than another? I didn't assume I had all the answers. I asked questions, observed successful salespeople, and experimented with different approaches. That curiosity not only helped me improve my skills, but also made the process enjoyable. I wasn't just selling, I was learning and growing with every interaction. Curiosity also means being open to perspectives that differ from your own. Too often people get stuck in echo chambers, surrounding themselves with like-minded individuals and reinforcing their existing beliefs. But real growth happens when you step outside of that bubble and listen to viewpoints that challenge you. You don't have to agree with everything you hear, but by considering other perspectives, you expand your understanding and build empathy. That's the beauty of curiosity. It connects you with others and broadens your horizons. Another powerful aspect of curiosity is its ability to drive creativity and innovation. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in history came from people who dared to ask, what if, or why not? Think about the Wright brothers, who were curious enough to believe humans could fly, or Steve Jobs, whose curiosity about how technology could simplify life revolutionized the way we live and work. These individuals didn't settle for what was. They were driven by a vision of what could be. That's the power of curiosity. It pushes you to challenge the status quo and explore uncharted territory. But let me be clear, cultivating curiosity doesn't mean you have to embark on grand adventures or pursue lofty goals every day. It can be as simple as picking up a book on a topic you know nothing about, trying a new hobby, or striking up a conversation with someone who has a different background. It's about being present, observant, and engaged with the world around you. Curiosity turns ordinary moments into opportunities for growth. One of the best ways to nurture curiosity is to ask better questions. Instead of accepting things at face value, dig deeper. If you see someone who's successful, don't just admire their achievements, ask how they got there. What habits do they have? What lessons did they learn along the way? If you encounter a problem, don't just complain about it, ask how it could be solved. The quality of your questions determines the quality of your growth. Curiosity also requires humility. You have to be willing to admit what you don't know and be open to learning from others. No matter how much experience or expertise you have, there's always more to discover. Life is a continuous journey of learning, and the moment you think you've arrived is the moment you start falling behind. Stay humble, stay curious, and keep exploring. In conclusion, cultivating curiosity and a love for learning is one of the most rewarding investments you can make in yourself. Curiosity keeps you engaged, fuels your creativity, and connects you with new ideas and perspectives. It turns challenges into opportunities, setbacks into lessons, and the ordinary into the extraordinary. When you approach life with curiosity, you're never stagnant, you're always growing, always improving, and always moving closer to your potential. So start asking questions, start exploring, start seeing the world through the eyes of a curious mind. You'll be amazed at where it can take you. And remember, the journey of curiosity isn't just about finding answers, it's about discovering who you are and what you're capable of. I'll see you at the top. Building resilience through challenges is one of the most valuable skills you can develop in your journey of personal growth and lifelong learning. Lifelong learning. Life will test you, it's a certainty. But how you respond to those tests is what defines you. Challenges, setbacks, and failures are not meant to stop you, they're meant to strengthen you. They're opportunities to learn, grow, and become the person you're capable of being. The key to resilience is not avoiding difficulties, but embracing them as part of the process. I think about a tree growing in a stormy environment. The winds blow against it, the rain pelts it, and the ground shifts beneath it. But those same conditions force the tree to grow stronger roots, to stand taller, and to adapt to its surroundings. Over time, it becomes more resilient, capable of withstanding even greater storms. You are no different. The challenges you face are like those storms, and each one is an opportunity to grow your roots deeper and become stronger. The first step in building resilience is shifting your perspective on challenges. Many people see challenges as obstacles, things to be avoided or feared. But I encourage you to see them as opportunities. When you face a setback, instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Every difficulty you encounter carries a lesson, but you have to be willing to look for it. Sometimes the lesson is about perseverance, sometimes it's about patience, and sometimes it's about reevaluating your approach. Whatever the lesson, it's there to help you grow. One of the most important things I've learned about resilience is that it's not about being unshakable, it's about bouncing back. Resilient people are not immune to pain, disappointment, or failure. They feel those emotions just like anyone else. The difference is that they don't let those feelings define them or derail their progress. They acknowledge their emotions, process them, and then take steps to move forward. It's okay to feel discouraged or frustrated when things don't go as planned, but don't let those feelings keep you down. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and get back on track. Another critical aspect of resilience is focusing on what you can control. In life, there will always be factors beyond your control, other people's actions, unexpected circumstances, or even global events. Worrying about those things only drains your energy and leaves you feeling powerless. Instead, focus on what you can control: your attitude, your effort, and your response to challenges. When you take ownership of these areas, you empower yourself to navigate difficulties with confidence and purpose. Resilience is also built through preparation. Just as athletes train for competition, you can prepare yourself to handle life's challenges by developing strong habits and a positive mindset. Practice self-discipline, set clear goals, and build a support system of people who encourage and uplift you. When challenges arise, these habits and relationships will act as your foundation, giving you the stability and strength you need to persevere. Let me share a personal example. Early in my career, I faced a major professional setback that left me questioning my abilities and my future. At the time, it felt like the end of the road. But as I reflected on what went wrong, I realized there were valuable lessons hidden in that failure. I learned the importance of preparation, the value of seeking guidance from mentors, and the need to adapt when things don't go as planned. That experience, painful as it was, became a turning point in my life. It taught me resilience, and that resilience has carried me through countless challenges since then. Resilience is not a solo journey, it's also about seeking support when you need it. There's no shame in asking for help or leaning on others during tough times. In fact, it's a sign of strength. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who will remind you of your potential when you're feeling low, and who will help you get back on your feet. And remember to be that person for others as well. Supporting someone else in their time of need not only strengthens them, but also reinforces your own resilience. Finally, resilience is about maintaining hope. When you're in the middle of a storm, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture. But no matter how dark things may seem, remember that storms don't last forever. The sun always comes out again. Hold on to the belief that better days are ahead, and let that belief drive you to keep moving forward. Hope is a powerful motivator, and it's a cornerstone of resilience. In conclusion, building resilience through challenges is not about avoiding adversity, but about facing it head-on with courage and determination. It's about learning from setbacks, focusing on what you can control, and staying committed to your goals, even when the path is difficult. Resilience is a skill you can develop, and each challenge you overcome makes you stronger, wiser, and more capable. Life's difficulties are not here to break you, they're here to shape you into the best version of yourself. So embrace the storms, grow your roots deeper, and rise stronger each time. The journey may not be easy, but it will be worth it. I'll see you at the top. Embracing a growth mindset is one of the most liberating and empowering choices you can make in life. It's the belief that your abilities, intelligence, and potential are not fixed. They can be developed and expanded with effort, persistence, and the right attitude. Too many people live their lives trapped in the prison of a fixed mindset, thinking, "I'm just not good at this," or "I wasn't born talented in that area." But let me tell you, that kind of thinking will hold you back every time. To achieve personal growth and lifelong success, you have to replace those limiting beliefs with a mindset that sees every challenge as an opportunity to learn and improve. Let's break it down. A growth mindset starts with recognizing that failure is not the opposite of success, it's a stepping stone to it. Every successful person you admire has failed, often spectacularly, on their way to the top. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent or luck, it's how they respond to failure. When you embrace a growth mindset, you stop fearing failure and start seeing it as feedback. It's not, I failed, so I'm a failure, so I failed, so now I know what doesn't work, and I'm one step closer to figuring out what does. One of the most common examples I share is Thomas Edison. When asked about the thousands of failed attempts he made before inventing the light bulb, Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the growth mindset in action. Edison didn't see his failures as a reflection of his abilities. He saw them as part of the process of discovery. And because of that mindset, he persisted until he succeeded. If he had given up after the first 10th or even 1,000th failure, the world might have been a very different place. A growth mindset also involves a willingness to step outside your comfort zone. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. When you stay in your comfort zone, you're not growing, you're stagnating. But when you push yourself to try new things, take risks, and face challenges head on, you're giving yourself the chance to grow. It might be uncomfortable at first, and you might stumble along the way, but every step you take outside that comfort zone expands what's possible for you. Let me give you a personal example. When I first started out as a speaker, I wasn't a natural. I didn't walk onto that stage brimming with confidence and charisma. In fact, I was nervous and unsure of myself. But I believed in the power of growth. Every time I spoke, I analyzed what worked and what didn't. I practiced relentlessly, learned from others, and took every opportunity to improve. Over time, I became not just comfortable, but confident in my ability to inspire and connect with people. That growth wasn't accidental, it was intentional. And it all started with the belief that I could get better with effort. Another critical aspect of embracing a growth mindset is surrounding yourself with the right people. Jim Rohn once said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." If you surround yourself with people who believe in growth, who challenge you to be better, and who support your journey, you'll find it much easier to develop and sustain a growth mindset. On the other hand, if you're surrounded by people who are stuck in a fixed mindset, who are content with mediocrity, or who constantly discourage you, it's going to be a lot harder to rise above that influence. Think about the people in your life. Are they helping you grow, or are they holding you back? If it's the latter, it might be time to find new influences. Seek out mentors, peers, and friends who inspire you, who push you to think bigger, and who celebrate your progress. Those relationships can make all the difference in your journey toward growth. Finally, let's talk about the importance of effort. A growth mindset is not just about believing you can grow, it's about putting in the work to make it happen. There's no shortcut to success. It takes discipline, dedication, and a willingness to keep going even when the going gets tough. But here's the good news. Every ounce of effort you put in is an investment in yourself. The more you challenge yourself, the more you grow. The more you grow, the more opportunities open up to you. And the more opportunities you seize, the closer you get to becoming the person you were meant to be. In conclusion, embracing a growth mindset is the key to unlocking your potential. It's about shifting your perspective from I can't to I can learn. It's about seeing challenges, opportunities, failures as feedback, and effort as the pathway to mastery. When you adopt this mindset, there's no limit to what you can achieve. You'll find that the journey of growth is just as rewarding as the destination, and that every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to the best version of yourself. So let go of the limitations you've placed on yourself. Believe in your ability to grow and take that first step outside your comfort zone. I promise you the results will be worth it. I'll see you at the top. Setting clear and evolving goals is the foundation of personal growth and success. Without goals, we wander through life aimlessly, reacting to circumstances instead of shaping them. Goals provide direction, purpose, and a sense of control over your destiny. They're like a compass that guides you through the challenges and opportunities life presents, helping you stay focused and motivated even when the journey gets tough. But it's not enough to just set goals. You must make them clear, actionable, and adaptable as you grow. I think about a ship setting sail on the ocean. If the captain doesn't have a destination in mind or a map to guide them, they'll drift wherever the wind takes them. They might end up somewhere, but it's unlikely to be where they truly wanted to go. In the same way, if you don't set clear goals for yourself, you'll find yourself at the mercy of circumstances with little control over the outcome. Goals give you a sense of purpose, anchoring you to what truly matters and driving you to take deliberate action. When setting goals, clarity is key. A vague goal like "I want to be successful" won't get you very far. What does success mean to you? Is it building a thriving business, improving your health, strengthening your relationships, or mastering a new skill? The more specific you can be, the better. Break your goals down into tangible, measurable steps. For example, instead of saying "I want to get fit," you might say, "I will exercise for 30 minutes, 5 days a week, and follow a balanced diet to lose 10 pounds in 3 months." That level of specificity gives you a clear path to follow and a way to track your progress. But clarity alone isn't enough. You also need to ensure your goals are meaningful to you. Too often people set goals based on what they think they should do or what others expect of them, rather than what truly resonates with their values and aspirations. If your goals don't align with your passions and purpose, you'll struggle to stay motivated. Take the time to reflect on what matters most to you and ensure your goals reflect those priorities. Once you've set clear and meaningful goals, the next step is to break them down into manageable pieces. Big goals can feel overwhelming, but when you break them into smaller, actionable steps, they become much more achievable. It's like climbing a mountain. You don't focus on reaching the summit all at once. You focus on taking one step at a time. Each small victory builds momentum, boosts your confidence, and brings you closer to your ultimate goal. Now, here's a critical point. Goals are not set in stone. As you grow and gain new experiences, your priorities and circumstances may change. That's why it's essential to reassess and evolve your goals regularly. What made sense for you a year ago might not align with where you are today, and that's okay. Adjusting your goals doesn't mean you failed. It means you're staying true to your journey and allowing yourself the flexibility to adapt. Growth is a dynamic process, and your goals should reflect that. For example, let's say you set a goal to start a business within a year. As you begin working toward that goal, you might discover that your initial business idea doesn't excite you as much as you thought it would. Instead of pushing forward out of a sense of obligation, give yourself permission to pivot and explore a new direction that aligns better with your passions. The important thing is not to abandon the process of goal setting altogether, but to refine and adapt your goals to fit your evolving vision. Another vital aspect of goal setting is accountability. Share your goals with someone you trust, a mentor, friend, or family member who can help keep you on track. Accountability creates a sense of commitment and provides a support system when you face obstacles. It's much harder to give up on a goal when someone else is cheering you on and holding you to your promises. Finally, celebrate your progress along the way. Reaching a goal is incredibly satisfying, but don't wait until the finish line to acknowledge your achievements. Celebrate the small wins, the milestones you hit on your journey, because they're just as important as the end result. Recognizing your progress keeps you motivated and reminds you of how far you've come. In conclusion, setting clear and evolving goals is a powerful tool for personal growth and lifelong success. Goals give you direction, purpose, and a roadmap to follow. By making your goals specific, meaningful, and actionable, you create a solid foundation for progress. Breaking them down into manageable steps makes them achievable, while regular reassessment ensures they stay aligned with your evolving priorities. With accountability and a commitment to celebrating your progress, you'll not only achieve your goals, but also enjoy the journey along the way. Remember, life isn't about standing still, it's about moving forward with intention, one goal at a time. So set your sights high, take deliberate steps, and watch as your goals lead you to a life of purpose, fulfillment, and success. I'll see you at the top.